about how I plan to source stories and increase the media impact of the work we do. So you're going to get a regular kind of day-to-day set of stories coming from papers which have been recently published, for example. But you need to kind of think ahead about how you can increase the media impact. So looking at upcoming events and making sure you've maybe got stories that match things which are going to be happening in the future. So you pick some themes, as I say, so they could be festive, they could be big blockbuster movies or kind of sporting events. Also paying a lot of attention to what large local online interest groups are looking at. You might write 100 odd questions that you could pose to any academic in any field, and those questions could be silly or sensible. So, for example, if it's about a Star Wars movie, you could ask, if you were a technician on the Death Star, what would your job be? The aim would then be to get it down to one or two kind of questions that you particularly like. These would be your like fishing questions at the end of normal interview, to look for things which will match to future upcoming events. And the aim is to get a set of stories that can work together and profit by reference to current trends or of online interest. I like that one particularly on the right. Do you have a paper which is particularly important to you personally? I think a lot of scientists have got a lot of backstory to those austere scientific publications. Both good and bad emotional events in many cases. A lot of them have got a favourite. I think there's a potential there to make stories which look at the human interest angle whilst at the same time explaining what a particular paper is about. You then need to locate your targets, which means meeting academics. You've got your day-to-day bread and butter work of following up recent publications and attending local events and conferences. I find that it's very easy to meet and chat to people if you set up shop in a kitchen or area where people get coffee or eat their lunch. Especially if you've got a pack of biscuits with you, then essentially you can find all the stories you want. If that really does fail to find the person you want, and there's a particular person, then knock on their door and ask for an appointment later. Most, in this day and age, very few people actually do knock on doors. Most people will give you the time if you take the time to go and visit them. With that person, obviously you need to research on their paper and them. You need to break the ice and then focus on what the story of that meeting might be. So it might be their most recent paper, for example. And then, of course, you've got your fishing questions, which are looking to fill spaces up in the future, and you can deploy those additional questions towards the end of the interview. I always like to be on time for any meeting and leave a little early so that person doesn't feel as if they're pressured. I always like to leave with a smile, and I check my notes immediately and follow up with an email thanking them. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.